Welcome to Café of Delights, conversations that enlighten and inspire with me, your host, Gale West. We are at the precipice of one of the most exciting evolutions in human history, from science to spirituality, culture, arts, cutting-edge psychotherapies, new economies, and more. We will explore how to create a world where all can thrive. In a series of riveting interviews, you'll have the opportunity to hear from those that are actively working at the edges of local, regional, and global transformation. Join me, your host and author of the book Money Come Dance With Me, Gale West, to be inspired, delighted, and filled with hope for a new reality. Café of Delights starts now. Hello, and this is Gale West, the host of Café of Delights, and I'm coming here live from Los Gatos, California, and I have with me, I'm so excited to have with me, Mandar Apte, who is, where are you, Mandar?
I'm on the bridge to nowhere. I'm in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I'm going to give a little bio of Mandar, and then we'll take it away. Mandar manages Cities for Peace, a strategic nonprofit consultancy that promotes peace in cities and communities across the worldwide. His pioneering effort to deepen trust between communities and LAPD officers is noteworthy. Mandar is also the producer and director of From India with Love, a documentary film that showcases the transformational journey of victims of violence across America to India. Prior to this, Mandar worked at Shell for nearly 2 decades and managed Shell's Game Changer social innovation program. For more information about his work, you can visit his website, mandarapte, apte.net. Thank you. So happy to have you, Mandar. So I opened the show with 2 questions of everybody, and we're going to start with you. I didn't warn you before this, but the first question is with 2 questions. What brings you hope at this time, and what delights your soul? Since this is the Café of Delights.
Before I answer that question, I really loved the introduction copyright that you have written and spoken. It really touched my heart. So,
thank you.
The answer to your first question is conversations like this, people like this that are in their small way trying to be part of the solution. I think that gives me a lot of hope. In a world full of all kinds of news that can crush your soul. Like I woke up this morning with this unbelievable, unthinkable incident that has happened in Maine. I have been to Maine. What a beautiful countryside. What a beautiful place. So in the world full of such polycrisis, it's people like you, conversations like this that keep my hope alive in the goodness of humanity. So your second question was what gives my soul delight. I feel like the cornerstone of my life is my daily yoga meditation practice for 1 hour. I have never missed for 20 years, not a single day.
Wow.
So no matter what happens, that is what I do, is just be with myself, honoring my body, honoring my breath.
That's beautiful.
Because we take it for granted. We say, okay, see you tomorrow, Gale. So we take our breath for granted, and that is where I think we are blindsided, because this breath has a lot of secrets.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. So Mandar, I met you, I don't remember, 2015, 2017 at the Love Summit, where you had just lost your home in Dallas, right? In the floods. It was really devastating. And I'm curious about the kind of, I know that you were working with the peace, to promote peace before this, but what's the origin, what's your origin story as where you are today? It's really incredible.
My story, I think everything in life prepares you for what you're doing now. So it's not just a flick of, it's like you are preparing yourself with everything that happens, whether it's seemingly good or not good. So the trigger for me was when I was still at this small oil company called Shell in a very privileged role.
It's not
My
very small,
title,
Mandar.
the universe is big. So I was at Shell for about 18 years. I was running a program called Game Changer. That was my title on my business card, a multi-million dollar investment program. And in 2016, when the Hillary Trump election was going to happen in November, one of my friends in Texas was abused at a gas station. And I was really pained. And I felt like whatever I was seeing on television, it had come on my doorstep.
Hmm.
So I went to Barnes and Noble and I picked up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s autobiography that day. And while reading the book, I stumbled on the fact that as a young man, he had gone to India and he had written 30 pages about his journey to India that had given him, I would say, revived his inspiration to promote nonviolence. Because the bus boycott had already happened. So his mentor had told him to visit India, and he had done that for 5 weeks. So that was for me the trigger. That was the trigger to look into, like, okay, there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter, there was no Instagram. So this leader is gone, like he's gone for 5 weeks. What did he do there? And I read everything that he has written after he came back on the in the speeches that he has given uh, in the essays that he has written from Montgomery jail, etc., etc. That's where I crystallized the feeling that Gandhi was dead. Like he didn't meet Gandhi in person,
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're
but
right. Gandhi was dead.
he brought back the Gandhi as a spirit with him.
Wow.
And so I felt like, the journey in India had maybe transformed him or made him change his orbit of impact. So I thought that if that culture of India that transformed this great man, if that is still alive, can it help transform America today? So that was the thought I had that day. And from that day, 1 month later, I had completed a documentary film. I had completed a journey of 10 days with complete strangers that I didn't know. They had chosen to come with me. This included a single mother from Sandy Hook, activists for Black Lives, educators from Newark, and a former gang member from Los Angeles. So these are heroes in my life because they trusted me on a FaceTime call. And I hosted their journey. I filmed it. And that changed my life. I couldn't go back to Shell. I couldn't work in a seemingly sexy job that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is where you can say is a big pivot in my life. I went into the peace rabbit hole and I kind of healed myself also through this screening of this documentary and hosting journeys to India, etc., etc. So that
Wow.
you can say that is a big pivot in my life. The second big pivot is my film was screened, of all places, by the Los Angeles Police Department Chief of Police uh, in 2018 at Paramount Studios, and 450 people showed up. And after honoring me with a badge and a LAPD Medal of Honor, he said, "We can't all come to India with you. Can you bring India to Los Angeles?" So I felt such a deep honor in my heart that I had come to the United States to study. I'm a petroleum engineer. Like I never expected to be invited by the head of one of the largest police departments in the world to help them in reducing violence and promoting trusted relations between the communities of color and the police department. So I relocated to Los Angeles and I asked him to give me the worst of the worst violent neighborhoods. I walked on the streets of South Central LA, met with former gang leaders, at-risk youth, police department, and brought all of them together in one room for a 2-month boot camp. And I didn't know what I was doing. I had never done it before, but there was no doubt in my heart that this needs to be done. We need to show that seemingly we are different, but inside us is the same desire to be peace-loving, happiness, compassion. That is our nature. And that is true on either sides of any divide. So that work really crystallized and showed me that inside every culprit is a victim crying for help.
Yeah.
You know, inside every uniform is a mom or a dad that also has 2 kids. They take their kids for movies. They are serving their community. So we just have to invoke that human spirit. You know, that is where the delicate work of peace building, I would say, that I have been, I've embarked on.
Wow. I didn't realize all this. I knew that you had worked with the LAPD department, and I knew that you had done stuff, but I had no idea that they had invited you as a result of the film that you had done. It's like something sparked, and they wow, how I'm just really touched at the number one, their willingness to say, can you do something for us? And your willingness to step up, even though you had no idea what you were doing. I'm like, hello, you know, when the invitation comes, you say yes. But a lot of people wouldn't have said yes. But you said yes.
You know,
that's the key here.
I feel there are 2 things. Like LAPD doesn't exist. There are people in LAPD, just like Shell doesn't exist. It's people at Shell.
Yeah.
You know, some people are innovative. Some people want to try and take risks. So that's where I honor the deputy chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. He watched my film. He invited me for a screening. And he said, let's do something in South Central LA, where he was the head of that bureau. And we did this beautiful work. And then he retired. After he retired, he took me out for lunch and he said, I wish we had met when he was a captain 20 years ago in that same neighborhood. We would have eliminated violence from Los Angeles. And
Wow.
I told him, Dennis, you would never have invited me then. And he said, what? I said, yeah, you were a captain. You were worried about your promotion. You were worried about, you know, how to not take risk. But now you are the head of that bureau. There's nowhere else to go. You're on the brink of retirement. So, you know, that is where I feel we have to find those leaders that are on a threshold. You can say it's the journey of enlightenment. They have reached a threshold. So business class travel done, Marriott hotels done, Cancun holidays done. So now we are at a point where, okay, what do I do now? What's my impact? How do I leave my legacy? You know, those are the leaders. That's the leader we need to find. Because once Dennis left, LAPD has not invited me again. If I were LAPD, I would say, Mandar, what you did in South Bureau, the worst, the 70% of the violence happens in South Bureau. And if you watch that LA video, the work that we did, we have repeated that workshop 4 times. So it's not like just beginner's luck, right? We were there for a whole year.
Wow.
If I were them, I would have said, hey, we need to do this citywide.
Yeah.
If I were the head of Chicago Police Department or San Francisco Police Department, I would have said, dude, we need this in Baltimore. So, you know, this is where we need innovative leaders in all sectors of life who have reached a threshold. And what happened yesterday in Maine, we have to wake up because this can happen anywhere. It can happen at an office. It can happen at a Starbucks. It can happen at a movie theater, in our child's school. I think that is where we have to like wake up, that we are all bystanders. We are just, you know, immune. We have to activate ourselves. That is where these soulful conversations need to happen
Right.
in every
Right.
community. Every
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, and you're right. The idea of being bystanders. I think sometimes people just feel overwhelmed. They don't know what to do, and it feels so big that it's well, what's my little piece in the puzzle? That's the place where people get stuck. But I think we don't recognize that each one of us is really powerful. We're more powerful than we realize. Then we come together as a group, as a community. We are incredibly powerful when we come together. And the idea that you went there for a whole year, and I'm sure you transformed that community and the people there and the police there. And I mean, these are ripple effects when you do something like that. It's just amazing. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more with Mandar about the work he's doing worldwide, and also what we can do in our communities and individually, because that's really important. That's really essential. Taking a break and coming back with Mandar Apte, and so happy to have you.
Imagine if you were truly flourishing, how would your financial expansion impact the world? Author of Money Come Dance With Me, Gale West is an internationally known speaker, creative catalyst, and business intuitive at Success with Soul. Work with Gale to create a new relationship with money as your friend. Link the soul of your business to the business of your soul with programs like Sacred Money Mastery, Akashic Records of the Soul, and more. To receive a healing money meditation, go to successwithsoul.com today.
Café of Delight, conversations that enlighten and inspire with me, your host, Gale West. Tune into transformationtalkradio.com every second and fourth Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. We are at the precipice of one of the most exciting evolutions in human history. On Café of Delights, you will hear from those that are actively working at the edges of local, regional, and global transformation. For more information on hope for a new reality, visit Gale West at successwithsoul.com. So, Mandar, we were talking about the idea that that you have a vision. You had a vision. You took action, and so and the fact that so many people feel overwhelmed, they feel powerless to make a change. What are your thoughts about that?
The feeling is right. The news is so depressing, whether it's social media or print or TV. The whole world is in a polycrisis, that we all know. Okay, so it's perfectly all right to feel dejected, immune, sad, helpless. This is all perfectly normal, I would say, because that's what the external situation is. How can you be happy, energetic, joyful in this cloud of darkness? So that is where I feel we have to give a little more thought to our own self-care. Yeah, because our nature is peace. I'll prove it to you. Have you been sad, Gale?
Yeah.
Angry?
Yeah.
Frustrated?
Yeah. I'm human, Mandar.
Yes, that's the point. Whenever you have been in those negative emotions, have you said to yourself, yes, man, I got frustrated today. I'm so happy. Never, right? Whenever you have had these spells of negativity, you have told, I need some time for myself. This is a clue that your nature is not those negative emotions. Your nature is peace. Your nature is love. Your nature is compassion. Your nature is service. So that is where we have to give a little bit time to learn about how do I uplift myself.
Yeah.
And that is the role of the pranayama, breathing exercises, meditation practices, because they are a way to help you uplift your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So now, are we just our body? No. If we were only body, matter, we would never get tired. A wooden table at home doesn't say, I'm tired today, I need to rest. So that's where we have to realize that, yes, we have a body, but that's not only thing we have. We also have a spirit. What is the spirit? Spirit is something that expands when you feel good, happy, praised, and it feels crushed when somebody blames you, makes you feel guilty. This study of the spirit, of how do you uplift your spirit, you can say meditation practice has been lifetimes people have been using it.
Yeah.
So this is what I feel we all need to give ourselves, this gift. Just like we brush our teeth every day for dental hygiene, we have to do something for our own mental hygiene. So look into your own life. How many hours in a day are you happy, blissful, joyful? And if that number is only 1 hour, hey, 24 hours, 23 hours, I'm feeling low. That means I need to work on myself. Because once you work on yourself, when you have a reservoir of energy with you, only then you can go and help somebody else.
Right.
If you don't take that self-care, you will burn out.
Right.
So that is my request to anybody who is listening, is invest some amount of time in doing self-care. It's a buzzword since the pandemic, but truly give yourself the gift of pranayama, meditation practices. Everything is available online. I also teach online. Every month I teach online. So this is the beauty of the pandemic world, is everybody went online.
Yeah.
So you may be living in a small town in Texas, but the whole world is available to you on your phone. So
That's so cool.
invest some time in learning about ancient tradition.
Yeah.
And don't feel sad that you are immune. It's just the nature of the world we are in today. So second thing is, find somebody else that is more energetic than you, that is doing good for the world. Because by association, you are going to get that energy in your life also. Yeah. So watch your diet. That's even more important. Watch what you eat. What you consume. It's all part of self-care. Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting because what you're talking about is really basic to being human. And I think the other thing that came to me while I was we were talking was that, in the English language, we say, I am angry, I am hurt, I am sad. But that word I am is really powerful. So you're saying my identity is sad. My identity, as opposed to other languages where I have some sadness, I have some anger. It's not who you are. It's what you have in that moment. And the other thing you're talking about is choice. We always have choice. We have choice as how we're going to react to something, and we have choice. So I'm thinking about Viktor Frankl is it's incredible. Yeah, his so he Viktor Frankl wrote a book called what was the name of his Man's Search for Meaning, right?
Yeah.
And he was in the concentration camps, and one of the things he said was that no one can take away the last of the human freedoms, which is the freedom to choose your perception to anything that happens. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but that is that we have choice. Recognizing that we have choice, and we can write. And also, a lot of news is about focusing on the bad, because that gets people riled up. People want to look at it, as opposed to good news. Like what is good? What is happening that's around the world that's good, where people are caring for each other, people are loving one another, people are having dinner together.
Yeah. I mean, see, when somebody is feeling low, the mental energy is low, borderline depression, right? You cannot say that you have a choice. Their mental energy is low.
Yeah.
We have a choice when our mental energy is high. Only then this wisdom comes that, okay, should I engage or disengage? So that journey of transforming your own energy, subtle body life energy, is what spiritual practices give you. It's a gift. The word is called sadhana. Dhana means wealth. Sadhana means my wealth. What does it mean? It cannot be stolen. My journey to uplifting myself, my yoga practice, my meditation practice is a wealth. I have invested myself in that sadhana. So nobody can steal it from me. I know how to be peaceful. The outer world may be very bad, but I won't lose myself.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm human, so I may get angry for a few minutes, for a few hours, but then I know how to come back to myself. That's the knowledge we have to learn, or make other people also learn. And this knowledge is so important when you are a decision maker, like a teacher, a nurse, an engineer. You think about any complex project. It's not about how technically good you are, it's about how mentally equanimous you are, because decisions need to be made on the spot. So, like most of the times when you look at C-SPAN, they're sleeping because they have not rested. And they are responsible for making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So this gift of inner peace, inner calm needs to be integrated in every dimension of life. Politics, media, leadership. Because as a leader, your decisions matter. The people that work for you, it's not only them, it's their families. So you have to take decisions out of equanimity, compassion, which is the need of the hour. There are some very hard decisions leaders have to take.
Yeah.
So I think what I liked about your I am is what actually got me interested in this spiritual dimension. So I'm a petroleum engineer, creme de la creme, good career, etc., etc. But 20 years ago, I had a health crisis. And I was given an example by my meditation teacher. His name is Sri Ravi Shankar. He's an Indian guru. And the example he gave is, let's say you're standing on the corner of a intersection. You see when the light turns green, cars start moving. When will you say that I see movement? Is when you are not moving relative to the traffic. So you need a reference point that is stationary, that detects movement, change. If two objects are at the same speed, there is no relative motion, right? This is physics 101, Einstein 101. So if you have observed that your body has changed, your thoughts change, your feelings change, that means there is something that is not changing, that's observing the change. And that you can say is the self, that is a witness. Because of this witness, you are able to perceive things in life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That is the me, that is the I, that is the stationary aspect of all of us. So giving that attention to the I, the self, is where it rejuvenates. Like, for example, if you have a good night's sleep, you are completely with yourself, your witness, your observer. Only then you wake up in the morning and you say, I feel so fresh today. Because you have transcended your body mind complex and you are just resting in that witness consciousness. Meditation is resting vertically. Right? That can be skillfully done. And that is so important in a very fast-paced, violence-filled, polycrisis world, is to be able to center yourself. So that's what got me intrigued 20 years ago. Like, wow, I never learned anything about self. And there are books written on this topic, as you definitely know, self-realization. What does it mean? It simply means realizing I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I am not my thoughts. I have thoughts, but I'm not my thoughts. Then who are you? I'm the witness. And just being in that witness is called self-realization. And that access you have, everybody will have through the breath. That is the secret. Breath is the link between your body and your mind. So as soon as the emotions change, we have noticed that our breathing pattern also changes. Anger, sadness, but somebody gives you a flower. Happiness, breath from your navel, right? This is the science, the universal science. So just like emotions change your breathing pattern, you can use your breathing to manage your emotions and delete your unwanted emotions so that you can live your true life in happiness and peace and joy, which is the desire of everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
Right? So that is, it is irrespective whether you are a police officer, a nurse, CEO. This knowledge is universal.
So one of the things that I was struck, I watched your
You did?
Yeah, I did last night, and you talked about the difference between when you're angry, the kind of breath you have, and when you're sad, the kind of breath you have, and these are kind of things that we intuitively know but don't really know. And I was really struck by thinking about, the breath is our life. If we don't have air for, more than a minute, we're done, And the idea that calming the breath down and really looking at the breath as that place of life. And the other thing is, I've worked with people for years as a psychotherapist, and it doesn't matter how much trauma somebody's had, deep down, there's always a self that is whole and complete. And that's what's so powerful.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And that is where we have to remove all the indoctrination, that so many years of indoctrination where we have been told, deep inside you are hurt. And that's not true, because deep inside you are happiness, your bliss, your peace. That's your nature. So the example that is given is waves in the ocean.
Yeah.
Waves in the ocean are turbulent. Every wave thinks it's unique. So those waves are Gale, Mandar, John, Jenny. So while we are playing on the sand, we don't look around. Hey, it's the same. It's the same. And we forget our nature that, hey, at the end of this playtime, like 50 years, 60 years, 80 years, we are going to go back to the ocean. That's where it's, we are still equanimous. That's our nature.
Right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit more about how people can find out about you, the work that you did in Brazil too. I was looking at that. It's amazing. And how they can do this little workshop that you have. And so we will be back. This is Café of Delights, and I have Mandar Apte. Apte, is that right?
What's in a name? You.
Yeah, right. What's in a name? Yeah. Okay.
Imagine if you were truly flourishing, how would your financial expansion impact the world? Author of Money Come Dance With Me, Gale West is an internationally known speaker, creative catalyst, and business intuitive at Success with Soul. Work with Gale to create a new relationship with money as your friend. Link the soul of your business to the business of your soul with programs like Sacred Money Mastery, Akashic Records of the Soul, and more. To receive a healing money meditation, go to successwithsoul.com today.
Café of Delight. Conversations that enlighten and inspire with me, your host, Gale West. Tune into transformationtalkradio.com every second and fourth Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. We are at the precipice of one of the most exciting evolutions in human history. On Café of Delights, you will hear from those that are actively working at the edges of local, regional, and global transformation. For more information on hope for a new reality, visit Gale West at successwithsoul.com. And we are back. This is Gale West. We are on the Café of Delights live. I'm here in Los Gatos, California, and you're in Washington, D.C., right, Mandar? So we've been talking about his work with peace, the importance of meditation and self-care. I'm curious, like the fact that you went from, I have this idea, to a month later, you have a documentary film, like, Hello, how did that happen?
I would say yes, I did the work, okay, but that self-effort is needed for bringing any idea to life. You can't just pray and things materialize. Well, I haven't seen it, but so your self-effort is absolutely needed.
You got to take action.
Yeah, self-effort is needed, but two roles are important. One is a well-wisher, a friend. So for me, as soon as I read the autobiography, and I had this aha moment that, oh, I didn't know that such a journey had happened.
Yeah.
I called one of my pollinator friends in Washington, D.C. And I said, Sarah, did you know this? And she said, no. And she said, Mandar, America needs another journey. And I said, yeah, for sure. So she said, why don't you lead one? And I said, okay, but with whom? She said, don't worry, we'll find people. So that's one person you need in your life. To bring any idea to life, you need a Sarah.
A pollinator. I love it. I love it. A pollinator. That's cool. Yes.
Pollinator, well-wisher, somebody who believes you, somebody who says, I'm with you, go for it.
Yeah, right.
Right? So we have to find those people, and sometimes we have to be that person for somebody else.
Yeah.
And the second person that I called is my meditation teacher, the guru from India.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing something bold, you are going in the unknown like this. I love this image behind. Like it's frightening. It's like scary. Where am I going? It's all fog. So you need to find somebody who has gone on this journey of unknown.
Yeah.
Right? So that word in India is called guru. It simply means a guide, a coach. That is a well-wisher for you. So sometimes you have to be a guru to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I feel, we have to somehow trust that there is a higher force. And when your intention is good, the village will show up. that's the belief that I plunged into this unknown.
Yeah.
Also, the same thing happened in Los Angeles as well, right? So Chief Cato is the one who said, "Hey, Mandar, what did you do in the film? How did you bring all these people together? Can we do the same in Los Angeles?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And then I called my spiritual teacher, Sri Ravi Shankar, and he said, "Yes, go teach in the gang. Go." So I realized that, the bold vision also sometimes you can become a bulldozer, right? And you can bulldoze to get your idea going. And you might hurt other people you unknowingly. So that is where it has to come from that space of bringing everybody along.
Mm-hmm.
And doing the proof of concept, because whenever I tell people that I have made a film in 1 month, I have worked with the Crips and the Bloods, bringing them together with the LAPD, people might say like, are you crazy? And I have a video proof. I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where the vision needs to be built as a shared vision.
Yeah.
And that requires a lot more self-care, a lot more self-compassion, because unless you have that within you and you can empathize with what other people are thinking, sometimes people are also giving you boundaries, right? You can't cross that boundary.
Mm-hmm.
So all that comes naturally with more meditation, more inner happiness, inner peace. And that is the only thing that is in your control. Sometimes people behave very strange. You do 10 good things, but still they don't handshake with you. So that's where I think you have to accept life that, I did my best.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, you can't beat yourself. You cannot, because you have to allow time to heal. And that is the faith, that's the trust that you have to have, which requires you to do even more self-care. Like just yesterday, I met a very dear friend of mine. She's going through so much pain. I bless her heart. And after a while, the more she does, the more it's going to stretch that rubber band, it's going to break. So at that time, you have to surrender. And that is not very easy for uh, the Western world of sorts, or the intellectual world of sorts, because no, I have to have control. That doesn't help.
Well, I think also the more that you meditate and they're open to guidance, and you're open to intuitive guidance and open to being so it's not recognizing that we're in a community, and we're not alone walking this path. We have spirit walking with us. We have our guides. We have those who are the angels in our lives, and those are the ones that and the more that you can connect to that, the more things open up for us.
So beautifully said.
Yeah. So we have a couple of minutes. Would you be willing to lead us in a little meditation? Also, I want to invite people to go on to which website was that? Cities for Peace?
Yeah, I would say whoever is listening, life has prepared you to, give this a trial, whether you would like to be the change in your community, your organization, or your family, but let it start with you. So we have prepared a small module of 1 hour. It's called Be the Change, so that you don't feel helpless whenever things happen that you feel, oh, I wish I could do something. So that is where the module has been made with a lesson plan that you can bring it in your own child's school, in your own workplace, in your own family. And it includes my documentary film. It includes my work in Los Angeles. It includes some guided breath and meditation practices that you can use in your life for, learning more about what is meditation, how will it help me, and then bring it into your organization. You don't need to be a meditation teacher, and use it to start a conversation about peace, nonviolence, happiness, because there is no one way to it, right? So create a discussion and build a shared vision of what are we not here for, right? We are not here to be angry. We are not here to blame or make people guilty. We are not here to be frustrated. So when you make a list of what am I not here for, what you end up with, what am I here for? Right? And that can give you a new purpose in life. That can give your life a new direction. And then you walk on that direction. If you like everything that I've shared so far, reach out to me. We have a virtual coffee if I can be of any help to you.
It is Cities for Change, and cities is a number
Cities
4.
For Peace.
Oh, Cities for Peace. And the module is called Be the Change, right? And there's a code. So the module is $50, but with the code, it comes to be $25. And the $25 goes to a nonprofit organization, right? And the code is in your, what's the code again, Mandar?
Take, TAKE, 50, Be the Change, BTC. So it's Take 50 BTC.
Okay. And that's going to be up until the end of the year, right?
That's correct.
And so Be the Change is the module. And and your website is?
My personal website is mandarapte.net, MANDARAPTE.net. The module is also available there.
Yeah.
My non-profit initiative is called Cities, CITIES number 4 peace.org. And if anybody would like to bring this program into your community, your city, your organization, please reach out. It's a non-profit we have started 5 years ago. And we are also in the train the trainer, like we are training people almost every day in various communities across the United States. So reach out.
To bring
let's do something.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to check in with our producer. How many minutes do we have left? 3 minutes. Can you do?
Perfect.
Can we do a couple, just a 2-minute thing, and we'll do an ending thing? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I will lead and you also follow. So we'll just shake our hand. Yeah, shake your hand, get your blood circulation going. Put your hands on your shoulder, just circulate your shoulder. Reverse direction a few rounds.
So I'm putting my hands on my shoulders for those who can't see.
And then relax your hands. And then let's just swing like a pendulum, left to the right, right to the left, right to the left, left to the right. And then let's come to a sitting still position and keep your eyes closed. And just check into your breath. The first act of our life, we take a breath in. Just take a breath in. Fill up your lungs. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. And slowly breathe out. As slowly as you can, breathe out. Once again, deep breath in with a smile. Welcome the breath as you welcome a guest in your home. Hold, hold, and slowly breathe out with gratitude. This may be our last breath. Once again, breathe in, bloat your stomach, fill up your chest. Hold, hold, and slowly breathe out. Once again, breathe in. Hold. And slowly breathe out with a smile. Take your attention to your stomach. Breathe in, bloat your tummy. Breathe out and relax your navel, stomach muscles. Attention on your chest, heart, lungs. Breathe in. Breathe out and relax your chest, diaphragm.
So can we gently come back?
And slowly and gradually we may open the eyes.
So we have a few seconds left. What is the last thing you want to say to us, Mandar?
The world is in a very deep crisis worldwide, including our home, our community. Please take more self-care, more rest, and watch out for your own inner peace. Nobody can do it for you. You will have to take some time out to find that inner peace and be a lighthouse, because that is what our nature is. So do whatever it takes to come back to your nature.
Thank you, thank you. And this is Gale West on the Café of Delights. I have had the pleasure and honor to have Mandar Apte on our show, and we every second and fourth Thursday of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Mandar. And it's Mandar Apte, apta.net, and citiesforpeace.org, right?
Org.
Okay.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you for this beautiful 1 hour spent. I look forward to meeting you and Mark when I'm in the Bay Area. And let's have some nice Indian food.
Yeah. And thank you for the work you're doing in the world. And I want to invite everyone to check the little module, the module out, and also to be the peace that we need in the world, be the change, because it's up to us together as a collective, as a community. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
I fear that I will bury one of my sons. I fear that.
A kid who had a bad childhood, who was in a lot of pain, and wanted the whole world to feel that pain.
One of my children dying, being brutally murdered.
Being here in India for this time has been spaciousness to breathe and to slow down.
That's the rebirth, baby. So you come back to life.
Choose love.
Thank you for tuning in to Café of Delights, conversations that enlighten and inspire with me, your host, Gale West. Listen or watch live every second and fourth Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific on transformationtalkradio.com for a series of riveting interviews from those who are actively working at the edges of local, regional, and global transformation. From science to spirituality, culture, arts, and new economies, and more, we will explore how to create a world where all can thrive. For more information on hope for a new reality, visit me, Gale West, at successwithsoul.com.